What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Today we are talking about the big problem that Kansas City has to solve before week 2 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get right into this thing. But first, I got to give you guys a big thank you. A huge round of applause to you guys out there. Let's give it up because yesterday we set a goal to get 20 new subscribers on this episode, or yesterday's episode, and you guys hammered that thing out of the park. We got almost 50 new subs on that show. That's really sending the message to the bosses that you guys are loving what I'm doing. So I just want to say thank you guys, and let's keep it up. Let's keep growing this channel, getting things back on track, because we've got a huge matchup this week. Things are cooking for the Chiefs, so our channel's got to be cooking as well. Week 2 Super Bowl matchup. It is time to get revenge this weekend against Philadelphia. We're just 4 days away from that. But if we want to do it, if we want to have success, we've got to find a way to rush the quarterback. It was a massive problem for us in week 1 against the Chargers. We're going to talk about that in today's episode. We're going to talk about a few other things as well. Coming right up, we've got issues in week 1, which I just mentioned. We've got how to stop Jalen Hurts. I think there's a key thing that we can do to make Jalen Hurts very uncomfortable in Sunday's game against the Eagles. And 3, who needs to step up to make that possible? Who needs to step up to allow us to get after Jalen Hurts? But I want to hear from you guys. Speak your mind in the comments. If you agree with me that rushing the passer and making Hurts uncomfortable is the key to winning, that this is a big issue the Chiefs need to solve, like the video. If you don't, comment. Let me know why. Let me know why you don't think this is an issue, and maybe I'll change your mind during the video. And if I do, let me know in that comment, and you can slap that like on there. It's never too late. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. So, against the Chargers in week 1, our pass rushing statistics looked like this. We had 41 dropbacks from the Chargers. On those, we got 17 pressures. Justin Herbert had an average of almost 3 seconds to throw, and we sacked him 3 times. 2 of those coming via Drew Tranquill. And now, if you're familiar with pass rushing statistics, which I know my producer Sam over there is, he might be looking at those going, that doesn't look that bad to me. Looks like decent stats. But then you have to remember, the Chargers' offensive line, especially in week 1, was a weak point. They were disastrous in some ways. Rashawn Slater, their best player, is out. Mekhi Becton was dealing with an illness for most of that week. We talked about Trey Pipkins being a weakness, and Savion Washington, their backup at right tackle, was also missing time. Yet this offensive line, this ragtag group, had a ton of success against us. They stonewalled our pass rushers for most of the game, and they let Justin Herbert absolutely cook. Look at these numbers. 73.5% completion percentage, 318 total yards, on which he was clipping at nearly 10 yards per attempt, and he found the end zone 3 times. That's a disaster, especially when you're facing an offensive line that is as weak as the Chargers was. You cannot make a quarterback that comfortable, and we know how good Philadelphia's offensive line is. We are just as familiar as anybody in the NFL going back to the Super Bowl. We know this offensive line can stonewall us, and I want to look at the stats from the Super Bowl. I don't like to do this, but we're going to go back to a very unfortunate day in Chiefs history. Against the Eagles in that game, 29 dropbacks, just 10 pressures. We gave Jalen Hurts 3.5 seconds to throw on average, and we only touched him twice for sacks. If you look at his numbers from this game, he was even better than Justin Herbert in a lot of ways. He completed a higher percentage of his passes. He was more efficient moving the football. And remember, they slowed things down in the second half. This game was well in hand for the Eagles, so he could have run up more numbers against us. And that was largely because we did not affect him with our pressure. The Eagles' offensive line was too good. They stonewalled our pass rushers, and we could not get anywhere near Jalen Hurts. Because if you look at Hurts' career, he's a disaster against pressure. We got these numbers up here. 45% completion percentage, 4.9 yards per attempt, a 5.5% turnover-worthy play percentage, and a 61 quarterback rating. That's out of 158. It's like a third of the total score you can get. That's what he gets when you get after him. And we have failed to do it when we've played the Eagles. It has to happen this time. The pass rush has to be able to get home for us to have success against Philadelphia. Their offensive line is too good to give Jalen Hurts that much time. And coming up, We're going to get into who exactly needs to step up on this defensive line for Kansas City to have success. But first, there is nothing like getting together with your friends and family to watch a football game. And the key to any great tailgate or watch party is great food. That's why I always trust Omaha Steaks. Enjoy USDA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, plus tailgating favorites like chicken wings, smash burgers, and big deli style franks. And now, during their Red Hot Sale event, you can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code CHIEFS at checkout. Omaha Steaks is fantastic, guys. Some of the best burgers I've had in a long time, and I won't lie here, my bar is pretty high. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. They're a family-owned company with over 100 years of experience in the meat industry, so get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code CHIEFS at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code CHIEFS at checkout. See site for details. Into the players that need to step up, our final segment of today's video. And first, Charles Omenihu and Mike Danna. These two guys in week one were just simply not good enough. I'm not going to mince words about it. They just weren't. If you look at this graphic, my bosses might look at this graphic and go, this is a very poor graphic. It's very empty. It's very blank. But that's kind of the point, right? We didn't get enough from these two guys. All of these donuts, especially from Mike Danna, are unacceptable. You can't be rushing the passer 27 times and generating zero pressures, not getting a single quarterback hurry or a single sack. You're just basically out there doing cardio at that point, and we don't need him out there doing cardio. We need him getting pressure on Jalen Hurts, getting after the passer. And there's one other guy that absolutely needs to step up in this equation, and that's our biggest and best defensive player. It's Chris Jones. Chris Jones in week one against the Chargers was not his usual self. He was far from that level of productivity, both in the run defense and against the pass, but especially against the pass. His usual pressure rate is north of 13%. He is usually an elite pass rushing defensive tackle, almost inarguably the best pass rushing defensive tackle in the NFL since Aaron Donald has exited, has been Chris Jones. And in week one, he got after the passer just 8% of the time he rushed. We need more pressure from Chris Jones. We need more interior disruption because we know how effective interior pressure can be at disrupting a quarterback's timing. When the pressure is coming straight at you, straight up the middle, it's harder to react to. You can't sneak out as easily, especially if your edges can seal, which we know George Karlaftis can. He was one of the best parts about our pass rush in week one. Got after the passer 5 times for 5 pressures. So we know we can seal the edge, and we know Chris Jones can be incredibly productive. We just need him to push through the middle. We need that disruption in week 2 against the Philadelphia Eagles to have real success, to disrupt Jalen Hurts' timing, and to get him uncomfortable. But you let me know. Who do you think needs to step up in the Chiefs pass rush to have success in week 2? In my opinion, the number one is Chris Jones, but I want to hear from you guys. Is it Danna? Is it Omenihu? Is it Chris Jones? Is it somebody we didn't talk about? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. That's going to be it for today's video. Please go down there and subscribe if you enjoyed and you want to get more Chiefs content this season. We're going to be coming at you guys in just a couple days with a preview for Chiefs versus Eagles.